Welcome to TradeTheMBA.com. This is John Supporters for the 16th of November. And, well, Friday was pretty darn boring and just kept going. And then today you have the Moderna reporting, over 95% effective on their vaccine. So I think this idea that the end of the pandemic, so to speak, is finally there. You wonder why. We would have known a week plus ago, but whatever. Kind of irrelevant. Just pushing us right back up to where the high peak was from that last announcement on it. And we've just been following this rising shakeout. It's been pretty modest bullish here for, since we had the crossover, we moved above the 13.5. We got into some weakness within that, and now we have this magenta green connection, and it's usually from there that we look for our breakouts where they start to separate, because that's when you get the momentum increases. So if it's to the upside, you get a big upside. If it's to the downside, you get a big downside. Likewise right here, when we had the last move like this, and boom, we started to see the acceleration, and that gives you your big move. So that would be the catalyst towards new highs. And of course, we're right at zero level with DOC red, and that is above, and still right over cyan, always a buy. It hasn't changed. From an NQ standpoint, it's been weaker, without question. Now, it started the breakout separation a little bit early here, but without even really coming back into a center. And so NASDAQ is, even from the shakeout, we had a reset starting on Friday, and we're building on that right now, but it's not really performing anywhere near what the S&P is doing. So this tends to be a little bit more of a broader action than we're seeing, at least from a tech standpoint. So that's an interesting observation there. And of course, the euro, with the eurozone is completely shut down. I know now I'm in a red zone in Tuscany, so we're in full lockdown, no leaving the house kind of thing. It's ridiculous. But this is what they think will do something. All it did from, when we did it in March was prevent hospitals from filling up. Not exactly full the same way. Of course, they had 4 months and didn't do anything to increase capacity or make changes that way, but all the while preaching there would be a second wave, which of course has been expected, but miraculously zero alternative flu or severe cold cases throughout the year. It's an amazing thing that regular flu completely disappeared. Miraculous, sort of, I think the first time ever. So that's interesting. From a gold standpoint, yes, and you can catch my sarcasm in that, because at the end of the day, we know that there had to have been regular flu mixed in there with this, because that causes a significant number of hospitalizations in and of itself. So that being said, whatever. All we can do is what we've got. And right now, gold, again, is going to still be problematic for gold until you have a catalyst of an emerging government, whether it's confirmed that Biden or however that's going to play out is finalized, because without new stimulus, gold has a little bit of trouble going. So here's what we started with. We had a little bit of softness, beautiful buy setup, developed, boom, 100% to the peaks, and then literally just a bunch of garbage sideways action. And we kind of reset DOC. You'll notice we were at the zero line for all this period, and then we had the zero starting to climb, so that pulled price towards the zero marker, which eventually got all the way up to the 35.50 range, and then it was just off to the races. Let me go right here before we get that breakout, because you can see that it's just this non-stop back and forth of cyan under red, mixed in with a couple little soft signals. But every time you got a soft signal, you had steel with orange dipping below. Okay, so within that, you've got your bullish move right after the short setup. So every time that took place, easy to be able to see when it was going to flip around. And that makes it convenient, because you'll get some of these DOC spreads, and it just goes and goes, and you're just waiting, and it's like, okay, something like this, sort of in between. But once you get the actual, beginnings of the cross, and then the orange coming underneath, it's over. And then sure enough, we opened with futures, and they shot right up. So the telltale signs had already been exposed there, and this is where we are. We're plus 33 already on the ES. A little bit of softness developing this particular point, but you're a full steel reset, so anything that comes down here, it's just going to fill in a couple of positive extremes. Going right here, maybe down to 36.10 range, and that would take care of those. These other ones have already been filled, except for the initial breakout one, which was the start of the day at the 35.86 range. So there you have it, long and the short of it. Clean and simple. As always, though, trade well. We will talk to you later.